What are the best Bible prophecy books? Hey guys, Britt here. Welcome to End Times Bible Prophecy. Make sure to hit the subscribe, like, and share buttons. And on Monday, we talked about what are the best Bible prophecy channels out on YouTube, Rumble, etc. Today, we're going to talk about what are the best Bible prophecy books. What are some of your favorites? Put yours in the comments down below. I think Monday's video went so well. Let's move on and talk about books, especially since today is Black Friday in the United States. It's a day where a lot of people are out doing Christmas shopping. And what better gift to give to someone but the gift of Bible prophecy, whether they're a Christian that wants to learn more or whether they're someone that doesn't know Jesus at all. Bible prophecy can really open them up to Jesus Christ and the good news and what Jesus did on the cross for us. So I think this is a good topic for us to discuss today. I'm going to tell you some of my favorite books. And again, leave your comments below. What are your favorites? Now, the books that I'm going to suggest today, it's by no means an exhaustive list. We don't have time to go into all of that. If there's a book that I've left off, it doesn't mean that I don't like that book. It's nothing personal if you're the author of the book, a book that's not on the list, nothing like that. But these are all books that obviously I've read myself. I think they're biblically based, sound theology. They are well written and easy to read, which is one of the things that I like to focus on. We talked Monday about seminary speak, which is, using these big words that belong in seminaries, not in everyday communication that we want to have with people who either we're trying to introduce them to the Bible or help a Christian learn more about the Bible. So I think all of these books hit that mark. So let's dive right in. The first one I want to draw to your attention, this one's called Are We Living in the End Times? This is by Tim LaHaye. You probably know Tim LaHaye as one of the co-authors along with Jerry Jenkins of the Left Behind series. Very popular books around the turn of the century, fictional accounts of the biblical end times. Fewer people know that Tim LaHaye wrote really excellent nonfiction. In fact, that was what he did before Left Behind took off. And so he's written a lot of good nonfiction books on Bible prophecy and interpreting Bible prophecy. I think this is a good introductory one that really, again, it uses everyday, easy to understand language. You can give this to someone who doesn't know anything about the Bible, and they'll come away with a pretty good understanding of what the Bible has to say about the tribulation and the end times and the second coming of Jesus Christ. So I recommend this one if you want to give this to somebody to learn about the end times and learn about Bible prophecy. Next on the list, this is by Don Stewart, 25 Signs We Are Near the End. We talked about this a little bit on Monday because Don's on a channel that I recommended on Monday. Again, really good writing. You can buy the paperback on Amazon and give it away, but if you just want to read it, you can go to this Educating Our World website where Don has been very generous to put books like this available online for free. So you can go down, there it is right there, you can download it, and voila, you've got the whole book right there with all of these signs, and he goes in depth providing commentary on what those signs are and how they relate to the times in which we live. So excellent book, highly recommend that. And again, Don's giving these books away for free, but if you can go and get a paperback and give that to somebody else, then not only did you give that person the gift of Bible prophecy, but you also helped support Don's ministry so that he can give that book and other books away for free. So that's a win-win-win all around. So highly encourage you to support Don's work. This is a great book. Next on the list, Every Prophecy of the Bible by John Walvoord. Again, this has, I think it's over 1,000 prophetic passages from the Bible, prophecies that were either fulfilled in the past or prophecies that have yet to be fulfilled because they concern the tribulation or the millennial kingdom. This goes through, it gives a good overview of how to properly interpret Bible prophecy. It's a wealth of knowledge. Another one, excellent, that I recommend this. Easy read. This is accessible to anyone, so highly recommend this one. Here we had the Book of Revelation Made Clear. Again, this is by Tim LaHaye with Timothy Parker. Again, this is written in an easy to understand language, but it focuses specifically on the book of Revelation, and it goes verse by verse, chapter by chapter through the book of Revelation chronologically, so that you can, well, chronologically how it's laid out in the book of Revelation, and you can learn about the book of Revelation, and it gives quizzes at the beginning and the end of each chapter on those verses, and that helps really impress those ideas into your head, tells you what each verse means. If you read this, you'll have a much more clear understanding of the book of Revelation than when you started, regardless of how long you've studied the book of Revelation. This is a good fundamental, it focuses on the fundamentals of the book of Revelation, and I highly recommend it, as I'm highly recommending all of these books, so definitely one to check out. Here we have The End Times in Chronological Order by Ron Rhodes. This is one that discusses end times events, but it puts them in the chronological order in which they will occur, so that you can understand in that way maybe how these events will play out in the future. Excellent book. Ron Rhodes has written a number of books on various subjects, Bible prophecy in particular. Every one I've ever read has been very good. Excellent commentary on Bible prophecy and the Bible. So I highly recommend this particular book, as well as anything by Ron Rhodes. So make sure to check that one out. Here we have Is the Antichrist Alive Today by Mark Hitchcock. So this one, it's a shorter book, really easy to read, and it gives an overview of the career of the Antichrist, what characteristics the Bible says he will have, what the chronology of his life will be, what are some of the things that he will do, and in doing so, it gives insight into Bible prophecy, what the Bible has to say about the events of the end times. And again, it does so in an easy to understand fashion, so that someone who knows nothing about this subject can read this book and come away knowing a whole lot about it. So I recommend that. And as well, Mark Hitchcock is an author of a number of books. Every one of the books that he's written that I've read, I would recommend. So check this one out. Here we are back to Tim LaHaye again. This one's called Revelation Unveiled. This is more in-depth study than the one of Revelation Made Clear, which, even though it went verse by verse, this one maybe expounds a little bit more on some of those verses. Definitely a good book. I probably read this over 20 years ago, and I remember not being able to put it down. I just wanted to read through and read through. So again, this is another one, and this is another one that, regardless of your knowledge of Bible prophecy, you can pick this book up and really learn a lot about the book of Revelation. And then next we had the Prophecy Answer book by David Jeremiah. So David Jeremiah, another good teacher of Bible prophecy, focuses on the Bible. Here we have a number of common questions about Bible prophecy, questions that people recurrently ask. And so he answers those one by one, and they're divided up by topic. Again, it's a shorter book, shorter read, but again, it's a good introduction to Bible prophecy for people, as well as there may be some questions in there. Even if you've studied Bible prophecy for many years, there may be things in there that you find that would enlighten you. So highly recommend that one. And again, pretty much anything that David Jeremiah would put out. And then I would be remiss if I didn't say my own books, right? So you might say, oh, okay, so now you're promoting your own books, Britt. Well, if I don't, who will? I wrote them because I thought that they would help other people. So each of these books ends with a presentation of the gospel of Jesus Christ, because you never know whose life might be transformed by picking up one of these books, not because of anything that I wrote, but because of the gospel of Jesus Christ. That changes lives. And so we can start out with this book right here, Coming to Jesus. This is about my search, my personal search for truth. I didn't grow up in a church. How did I come to know Jesus Christ? Well, I came to know him precisely because I became aware of Bible prophecy. And to me, that was evidence that God divinely inspired the Bible, that if it wasn't God behind that, these specific detailed Bible prophecies could not be there. And they aren't in any other book except the Bible. And so to me, that tells me that the Bible is the Word of God and Jesus is the prophesied Messiah. And I walk step by step through that. This is the perfect book for someone who isn't sure about Jesus, who's open-minded, but isn't quite sure what to believe. And guys, if you get the ebook, it is free. I can't give away the paperback, but if you're giving someone a device, let's say you give somebody an iPad or a phone, any sort of electronic device where you can download ebooks, preload it with this and give it to them, because you may transform their life by presenting the gospel to them. So check that one out. And of course, all these are in ebook and paperback, but we've got Racing Toward Armageddon, Why Advanced Technology Signals the End Times. This goes in depth in regard to emerging technologies and the role that they may very well play in the fulfillment of end times Bible prophecy. So we go over molecular manufacturing, quantum computing, a whole host of other technologies that we've talked about in the past, artificial intelligence, and what role these very well may play in fulfilling end times Bible prophecy. So definitely one you want to catch. Then we've got Signs of the Second Coming. This goes through some of the major signs that point to the soon return of Jesus Christ and why our generation is unique among all generations in seeing the convergence of the prophecies Jesus and the prophets said to look for. So again, you want to check that one out. That's perfect for anyone that wants to learn about that subject, or anyone who just doesn't know anything, isn't even a believer. That would open their eyes as Signs of the Second Coming to what's going on in the world today. The same is true of the end times, a guide to Bible prophecy in the last days. This is an overview of what the Bible has to say about the end times, the last days. And I think this would help open people's eyes to what's going on in the world today, that we live in the season of the Lord's return. And of course, if you want ebooks, all of these books, you can get all of them combined at a big discount by getting the ebook box set. So guys, these are just some of the books that I would suggest that you check out, and I encourage you to buy one or more of these books and give them to someone that you know who either is on the fence, they're not really sure what they believe. It could help start a conversation, but use this as an opportunity this Christmas to give a gift to someone that may very well transform their life by presenting them with the gospel. So guys, I encourage you, check these books out. What are some of your favorite books? Leave comments below. Let me know what your favorite books on Bible prophecy are. And God willing, I'll see you on Monday.